Welcome to Piano Video Lessons Year 1 Unit 6. This is lesson number 8, and you can click the info card to come on over to pianovideolessons.com, where you can find the link to the ebook and also to all the other free lessons available there. Today we're going to be learning March Slav, which is in A minor and also uses ledger lines. We learned A minor in lesson 7 and we learned about ledger lines in lesson 6. Today's video is sponsored by my patrons at Patreon. You can click the info card to find out more or to become a sponsor. Let's get started. So let's have a quick look at the overall piece here before we begin to play, and we'll see that the right hand finger 5 begins on E at the bottom of the treble staff. And you can see right away that there's the D sharp in here. And this position we just practiced when we were practicing the pentascale of the Hungarian minor for A minor. On the second line, we're going to go as low as A. You can start to see these ledger lines are being used again that we learned a couple of lessons ago. And what happens here is we're going to have A, and then we have that G sharp, also from the Hungarian minor. Normally, we would find it up here toward the top, but we can also find it down here below the A that we started on. So what's going to happen on this line is we're just going to do a little crossover. So let's just practice that. Put your thumb on A and just practice going down to the sharp and back. Aside from that one small turn under, all we're going to do is leave our hand over the pentascale notes for the A Hungarian minor. So just get your right hand used to that. And then your left hand, we can see, begins here in the position of A minor pentascale with A and E as a fifth, 2 space notes here making a fifth, and then we have a sixth. And the sixth is just opening your thumb up, just like we did in our improvisations. We have the fifth and the sixth. And the left hand begins in this position here with A in the bass, that's at the bottom of the bass staff. And we're going to stay here for the first 2 lines. And then it's a little note to us here that says, look to the low position while we step down these notes. We're going to then hop. And you can see the ledger line positions here. We used all 3 ledger lines, and so down here we're going to have our ace, and we're going to use the A and the E and play a fifth. So it's the same sound, only an octave lower as the beginning. And then we have the sixth. So here we had 2 line notes, and then we have 1 line note and opening up 1 more to this space on F. So A with E, then A with F. And again, we stay in this position until we finish here in this section, and then we're going to move our left hand up to the pentascale position right in here. So A Hungarian minor with that sharpened D, and then we're going to play the top note of the position here, E, and then we're going to reach our 2 way down to this first ledger line. If you remember, we would have, if we had 3 ledger lines, it would spell ace. So this one is an E with your 2. And then here we have all 3 ledger lines, so we're going to come all the way down to the A. So you should practice the left hand alone all the way through. And you should also go through and name these ledger line notes by pointing at them and naming them. Then what you should do is think about the rhythm for the right hand. So you could work out the fingerings on a closed tabletop and work out the rhythms. You can do these separately or at the same time. But we're going to have essentially here 5 and then 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. So right in here, there's a skip. Right in here, it goes from line to line. So it's going to go 2, 3, 5. Here we go. 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then here we have space notes, 2, 4, 3, 2. Here's that cross under, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm just going to write that in here. So this is 1 with a turn over and then back again to the regular position, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then we're on to our standard pentascale placement, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. So you should go through all of the notes and fingerings for the right hand, but it does stay in the one position for the entire piece. The left hand starts here and moves here. So practice each hand alone and then also work out the counting and the rhythm hands together. So here we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. We count to 4 in this entire piece. I'm just going to get started writing some of the counting in. It's good to get the habit of not having to always write it in the music, but it's always important to count out loud. So here we would have 1, 2, maybe I'll do this on here so you can hear it a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4 has 2 eighth notes. Back again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. So get really used to these rhythms in changing between the hands. We have the eighth note always here on the 4th beat. So the left hand, 1, 2, holds for both beats, 3, 4, holds for both beats. In the next measure, we have both, left, left, right. Now we're in the 3rd measure, both, right, and now we're in the final measure, both, left, left. The next line, it's similar, but it's different. So we're having a bit more rhythm happening in here, but the left hand is still going mostly every second beat, similar to what we established at the beginning. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's nice and easy. Next measure, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, so try just tapping this measure with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Or you could count 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I just counted the whole beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. But even though I said only one number, I only said the number 1, I tapped twice. 1 for that first beat, 2, and then 3, 4. But no stopping. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here's the position where we change to the lower spot. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then everything goes down with the left hand, and it's a very similar pattern in the rhythm that we've already just played. And then we have this ending, which is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one's nice and slow. It starts to slow down at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. It might be a little tricky in here when you go to play it because your left hand has come from this low position. We have to move to this higher position. So let's place our left hand in all of the spots where we need to have our hand. So it starts off here and it opens from a 5th to a 6th. Those are the 2 placements. And then we play these 3 and hop. So let's just practice that first. Left hand playing 2 on D, 3 on C, 4 on B, hop to a 5th. So your eyeball has to target this low A, and you have to think about finger 5 landing on it. So from here, on the beat, 2, 3, hop, and 5. So my eyes were looking right here on the piano. I was watching for that note. 2, 3, 4, hop down. And again, so I'm looking in the music, 2, 3. Now I'm looking on the piano. And if I'm looking at the note, I'm not going to miss it. Now my right hand is also going to be playing there. So let's add that in. So I'm going to play my 5 here on this E. So I'm coming down. 2, 3, 4, hop down. And so we are going through the positions. We have this one for the first section, then we have the hop down, and now we play down in this position for this whole section of the piece until we reach here. Then we're going to come back up. So it's E, E, D sharp, C, B, A, E. So this is in the same position where we started, but we have a little more to do here because we have this sharp and some rhythm coming in. And then our 2 reaches down, and then our 5. all the way down. All right, so this piece is essentially divided into two sections. Here's the A section and then the B section. And the right hand melody is the same for each section. And the left hand is very similar. It's just in a different place on the piano. So let's go ahead and learn this piece in reverse, because this is a very good way to learn any piece of music. So we're going to start here on this last section. And what we're going to do is place both hands in the pentascale position. And we're going to play the right hand, has two notes. This is C with A, and then B with D, and then C with A again. So we're going to hold for 2, and hold for 4. Now we're going to start this with the left hand playing on E. Now when we go down, when we play our 2-4 in this next measure, we're going to go down to E. So we'll have this, then I'm going to open and move, and then I'm going to go back where I started with A. So this might be tricky. There's a lot of moving in the left hand. Let's try just that by itself. E to A. And again, those are our ledger line notes. So we have E in the bass, E on a ledger line, and down to the third ledger line below, which is A. And let's put that together. And then hop down to E, and then play on A. So this is a really big reach right in here. There's a big truck going by the studio today. Big reach. I can hear it outside. Maybe you can hear it too. So we have reaching down and reaching down. So there's reach in there and a small open in this spot here, just opening a fifth with only fingers 2 and 5. So that's the last section. You want to practice that until it's easy. That's about the hardest thing you're going to have to do in this piece, I think, except for that other hop. So here, let's go back and play one more measure and then the final line. So we're going to start here. And then we're going to play both. So let's do that together. We have ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, both. Now we're going to open down and play here. All right. So now let's play from here. Then it's an echo. And reaching and coming down. So it's important to be comfortable with this at first, but as you can see, we're now backing up and playing more of the song and also having the same section playing through. So it's going to get lots of practice. So now we're going to go back and call that section 2. So we're playing here. And then section 1, reaching down to E. All right, now we're going to go to section 3, and we're going to start section 3 right here. Let's try just the left hand first. So we've got our lowest ledger line, which is A. We're playing it with the 6th. You can see it's 1 line note and 1 space note, so it's bigger than a 5th. So we're all the way up to the F here, A with F. Play that twice, and then we'll come into the 5th. So our thumb is playing the top note in both of those measures. And here we're going to have the right hand playing. We're in the pentascale position with our 4 on the D sharp. And also we're going to do this little turn under. So lots of things happening. Let's try just the right hand. 2, 4, 3, 1. Cross down and up. I'm going to write the fingering in here for you. So we got all the way down to our lowest note, and then we had to go lower. So we just put our 2 down onto that G sharp, and then we could come right back up to our 1 on A again. So let's just try that again. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, up, up. So now I've gone 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's try that. A. And we'll do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we start that with the left hand playing a 5th. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But we have to play another 5th right there. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Again. So you might need to practice that extra. Now we're going to go back and try from the 6th at the beginning of section 3. Here it is. Now, if you find it tricky, it's your job to slow it down and get it under your hand very comfortably. And break it down to just one hand. And and then go even slower. And then play from before. So beginning at the beginning of 3. Here it comes. I'm going to a 5th in the left. And now I have just the right hand. And my left is moving. And I'm in position. Now here's the end. Big reach down to E. And then A. All right, now I'm going to back it up some more. And maybe we'll just play this last note right here just to try that out. See, it's got 2 ledger lines, and it's between the staff. So it's 1 skip below middle C, and that makes it A. So we're going to have, that's that whole measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now let's back it up a little more because that wasn't hard at all. Back it up to here. We're going to have B, C, and then E, E, D sharp. Now the left hand goes from a 5th to a 6th here. So I have, so I started B, C, both. Now I'm switching. Right there, I have a 6th in the left and I have D sharp in the right. So you really want to pay attention here. I'm going to draw some eyeballs. You really want to watch right there with eyebrows. You want to watch out. And then this is easy. So you want to practice this little section. So we're going to call that section 4. And now we're going to play from 4 to the end. Practice this, though, yourself. Pause here and practice until you're comfortable. Here we have a 6th. And here's that tricky part. Now my right hand alone, my left is moving while I play it. Then I'm in position. And I'm going down. So during this rest, this is the time I should be taking to slide my left hand slowly up the piano so that it's just about ready there. Once I get to my 3rd finger, once I get right here on finger 3, I should be able to take my gaze then down to my left hand, because this part might be a little tricky right in here just because we're focusing on that sharp and the 8th notes. But once we get to finger 3, we're just going down each finger here. So the left hand has, you can take your focus onto it. All right, so if you're comfortable going from section 4, then we're going to back it up and make section 5, which starts right here at the beginning of the B section. But if you're not comfortable, take whatever small section you still feel tricky with and just drill in there. Keep it really small. Drill down into that section so it feels much easier to you. So here we're going to start right hand for 2. 1, 2, 3, T, T, 1, 2, 3. This is just like the beginning of the piece, left hand down low. So we have a 5th, and then a 6th, and then hold for 2. All right, so let's try this. Hold 2, and then hold the left, and then we're gonna come down. Now, you know when I do this is not the way you should play. I'm just trying to help you see what I've got in the left hand. So we're gonna hold 2, 1, 2, 3. That's the entire section. 1, 2. Trying to think what might be tricky in there. Not too much, really. It's just take it slow if it's tricky. Just focus on this. T, T, 1, 2, 3, and then start in. So what happens here is we're counting 1, 2, 3, and section 4 starts on beat number 4. So we're going to have from here on A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's play all the way to the end from section 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving up, look at left. And then here we go, reach and place, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's just one more section that we have to try, and it's just this part right here, because the rest of this is identical to what we just learned, only the left hand is in a higher placement. So here we're going to play our 2 on B. We're going to go 2 and then 2, 3, 4. So let's place both hands in A minor pentascale position. We're going to have B, 2, 3, 4, or B, D, C, B, and we're keeping this in position. Now, the trouble is we have to look down here and then we have to jump on the beat. We don't have a rest. The left hand has to play on all of the beats. So we have B, 2, ready, go, down. So we would go B, 2, 3, just the left hand, down. Now, we might have to do something here, a little practice technique called countdown, where we'll play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we might play the right hand there as well. So I counted to 5, and now I'm going to play it again. I'm only going to count to 4. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gave me time to get set up. Now I'll play it again, and we'll count to 3. We're counting down gradually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, play. And now we're going to do it again. We're going to only count to 2. 1, 2. So my eye was watching for that low note, and I jumped as quickly as I could. Here we go, counting to 1. 1. Now this time we don't count at all, we just go. 2, 3, and go. So we don't have to keep playing, we're just trying to get on time, ready, go. And you have to do that until it's comfortable. If it was hard for you to get there in the count of 2, then go up to count of 3 and practice that a bit more. Don't rush yourself. Work on this until you're comfortable. This is your timeline. It's up to you to be comfortable. Don't rush. All right, so now we can play from the beginning because everything that happens we've already learned. So I'm going to start at the first beat and count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Here's that crossover under. And here comes that countdown. Here we spot the note, go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes that turnover under. T, 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 ta, ta. Left hand goes. Watch it now. And here we have a big reach. Reaching down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, I would love it if you would consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon. You can click the link in the info card for more information. So that's the entire piece, and it's your job to drill any difficult spots in this piece to make them easier for you, and practice it hands separately and hands together, and you can memorize it if you're able, and you can also add this piece to your 40-piece challenge list, and if you like it a lot, you can add it to your repertoire list. So keep on practicing the March Slav. And if you're still practicing it, it's okay to go on to the next lesson. We're going to learn a concept which is called a tie. So we'll see you in lesson 9 for our lesson on ties. Thanks for watching.